Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to Cosmic Consciousness with Kassia. On this channel, we discuss all aspects of the Ascension process. I have a variety of services that I offer to assist in your awakening journey, and you can find those listed in the description box below. Today, we're going to be doing the weekly energy forecast for November 1st through 7th, 2021. And what a powerful, powerful, energetic week it is. We're going to be doing this a little bit differently than I have been doing the weekly forecast in the past. We're not going to go day by day based on the astrology. We're going to do the overall astrological energies for the week. We're going to hit some of the galactic energy high points for the week. We're going to talk about the phases the moon's going through, because the moon is what affects us possibly the most when it comes to our day-to-day lives, just because of the way it affects our emotional body. So we're going to talk about those phases, and then we're going to, of course, pick a crystal card for the week and a blessing for the week. So I think that this will just be, it'll be a little bit easier for me, and it'll be a little smoother flowing for you guys, and it's really going to hit all of those high points and the overall energy, because we do experience things on a daily basis, but these energies aren't constricted to a certain day, right? So these astrological aspects, we feel them ongoing, right? They don't just happen. Most of these planets don't move fast enough that it's only happening in one day. And so it is more of an overall experience and an overall energy that we're experiencing each week, or a conglomeration of energies, I guess you would say. And this week, from the 1st to the 7th, we are in that 11-11 gateway, really picking up speed here. We had the beautiful Halloween yesterday, Samhain, which is that pagan New Year's Eve. And now as I'm recording this, it is what we would consider the pagan New Year's Day, November 1st, also known in some cultures as the Day of the Dead. So very much a day to recognize our ancestors, just as yesterday was. And also to really set those intentions as we're moving into a new phase of our development. We're moving into the dark part of the year. And so this is that time where we're really going within, right? And we see this with Scorpio season as well, this energy of going deep within ourselves. It's this energy of gathering our resources. It's more of a quiet time, an internalized time. And that doesn't mean that there's nothing that's going to be happening in our outer worlds. We're probably going to have a lot happening with all of these energies continuing to gain momentum. But it is that more internal of a process as we move through this phase of the year, which you can see absolutely highlighted the most intensely in places like where I live in the Northeast, where it literally is the dark time. We're losing daylight, right? There's more nighttime. The energy is getting colder. We're being pushed indoors more into our own internal space. And yes, I do have my lovely Day of the Dead mug that was a gift, and I absolutely adore it. Very appropriate for today, I think. I had a mask I was going to wear. It's this really beautiful sugar skull type mask, but it's really uncomfortable the way it presses against your face. And I think at this point we're all kind of over that that whole idea to begin with. So I was joking with someone about how I doubted that there were going to be a lot of people choosing masks for their costumes this year. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So we have this beautiful energy today, this beautiful pagan New Year, this Day of the Dead, where we're really meditation. We are beginning that really significant portion of the 11-11 gateway, 11-1 today. And so when we see this sequence of 1-1-1, anywhere where we notice it, if that's showing up to us repeatedly, if we're seeing that on the clock repeatedly, it can mean different things to different people. But one of the main meanings of that is to check your thoughts and check your vibration, because that is creating your reality, and to make sure that you're creating the reality that you want with your thoughts. And this is incredibly important. And this is sort of like I don't want to say a warning, but it's a reminder for us as we enter the crescendo of this 11-11 gateway, because this is a creator's portal. This is a major manifestation gateway, and these energies are picking up speed. Our thoughts, our words, our vibration is manifesting very, very powerfully. So we have a huge opportunity to jump timelines, a huge opportunity to align ourselves with where it is that we want to go, and to manifest and create for the benefit of the whole. If you guys haven't checked out the 11-11 video yet, I absolutely encourage you to check that out, because it's a lot of potent energies that we're working with. And we have a huge huge opening for this energy and the activations that we're going to be receiving with this new moon in Scorpio, which is happening on the 4th. And yes, we are doing that new moon manifesting ceremony. If you guys want to get in on that, the information on how to do so is in the description box below. That is a live Zoom event that I put on now with a couple of my beautiful fellow goddesses. So yes, that energy, really between the 3rd and the 5th, we're going to have some really powerful energies this week. On the 3rd, we have the galactic activation portal of the yellow crystal seed. And this is especially potent because we are in the yellow seed year. We are in the year of the yellow electric seed, right? So the tone is different, but the tribe is the same. So anytime that we have a tribe come up that is reflecting the energy of the year, we feel it that much more powerfully. And this is an activation portal, and this is all about planting the seeds that we want to flourish. If you guys want to learn more about the yellow electric seed year, go to the I think it's what is that playlist called? The galactic something. It has the word galactic in it. Galactic wave spells and cycles, something like that. But check out that yellow seed year, because we entered that on the 26th of July, and we will be in that year until the 24th of July next year. And then we have the day out of time, and then the new galactic year begins. But this is what this year's energy is all about, galactically speaking. It's about targeting, flowering, and awareness. Right? Setting those firm intentions, planting those seeds, watering those seeds, right? With our action, with the choices that we make, making sure that they're nourished, but not over-nourishing them, right? Because that will kill. If you think about a plant, it will die just as surely if you overwater it, as it will if you underwater it, right? So just that right amount of continued attention, and then allowing it to do what it does. The yellow seed energy reminds us that within the seed is contained the entire blueprint of design, right? Everything that's, whatever that intention, whatever that desire, whatever that thing is that's being created, everything it needs to flourish is contained within that seed, right? So all we have to do is plant that seed. And as we said, water and nourish that seed to the correct extent, and it will flourish. This yellow seed energy also reminds us of our own star-seeded nature. And so major activations, right, coming through. This is a huge gateway that's going to allow some of those activations, and then that's going to continue through the new moon, which is like the portal within the portal with some of the energy that came out. Check out the new moon reading for more information on that. That did come out a few days ago, I think it was, that the new moon reading came out. And that would be in the Ascension, Astrological Ascension Energies playlist. If you guys want to look it up by playlist, I have a whole bunch of different playlists that you could feel free to browse through if you're curious, where I try to keep things organized for you guys, because we talk about a lot of different things and a lot of different energies. But yes, a huge activation portal there. And so really being aware of those seeds that we're planting, and then moving through. And then on the 5th, we start a new cycle, a new wave spell, if you will. And so that's a 13-day period of energy with a certain galactic signature or frequency that's overriding it. And that is the frequency of the white magnetic Worldbridger, which is all about that energy of equalization and death. So allowing the things that want to die to die. This is very Scorpionic energy with the white Worldbridger energy. So I really love that we're having this energy during Scorpio season, and there is going to be a separate video on that wave spell for you guys. So I'm not going to get too deep into it, right? But it's about this energy of letting go, this energy of allowing things to close out so that new things can begin. And this also includes, of course, our old belief systems, outdated habits and modes and ways of being that are ready to be shed and released. So whatever it is that's wanting to be put to bed, we begin that cycle on the 5th of November, right after that new moon, still in those new moon energies. So a lot of powerful Scorpionic energy that we have going on this week. We have not only that new moon in Scorpio, but we have Mars entering Scorpio. And that's happening on the same day that we start this new wave spell on the 5th. So that's going to be powerful energy as Mercury enters Scorpio. So this is, now we have Mars in Scorpio. We have the sun in Scorpio. The moon, I think, will have moved out of Scorpio. No, the moon will still be in Scorpio on the day that Mercury enters Scorpio too. So Sun, Mars, Mercury, Moon, at least for the first day that Mercury enters. And then, of course, the Moon will be transitioning on, and we'll get to that in a minute, the Moon phases of this week. But a lot of that powerful energy, you guys, that beautiful scorpionic energy that is really calling us to go within, to transform, to regenerate, right? To strip down to the bare bones, to strip naked in front of ourselves, and possibly to get naked with others as well, in that spiritual sense, in that metaphorical sense, although we may be guided to do that in the literal sense as well, because Scorpio energy is extremely sexual and sensual. So it may be coming through in many different ways, but for the purposes of this video, we're focusing on the metaphorical sense of that, right? Really getting to know ourselves, being honest with ourselves, fearlessly honest with ourselves. That has continued to come up in the readings that I've been doing lately. That energy of that, wherever it is that we've been dishonest, we've been lying to ourselves, we've been misrepresenting ourselves to ourselves or others, we're really being asked to release that energy and to step into ourselves and to own our truth. And to own that first with ourselves, and then, of course, with others as well. So it's going to be a deep, fiery, and passionate week. And I am hoping to get out for you guys. I think what I want to do now is do a combination Mars and Mercury and Scorpio video, since we have both of them that are going to be in Scorpio now, because I know I still haven't gotten that Mars and Scorpio video out yet. And of course, there is another one that I'm hoping to get out. It's keeping up with all this stuff, you guys. Sometimes I envy the people that do less time sensitive videos, because it can be a lot to keep up with. There's so much energy going on right now. But we also have Venus transitioning into Capricorn this week, and that is happening as well as Mercury enters Scorpio. On the 5th, we have Venus entering Capricorn. And so Venus in Capricorn is that energy that's really, it's that nose to the grindstone kind of energy. So we're really feeling ambitious, probably very focused on finances, on prosperity, on abundance, on fulfillment, whatever that fulfillment means to us. One thing that is key for Capricorn energy is learning how to decide what fulfillment means, what they truly value, what is important to them, and to go after that and pursue that with all of their heart and soul. Right, regardless of whether that is, Capricorn energy can fall into that trap of kind of playing to the crowd in a sense, right? They like that status, they like that appreciation, they like it when people look up to them, right? And so that can be a trap sometimes, because the things that give us recognition socially may not necessarily be the things that bring us true fulfillment. And so Capricorn's challenge is to find what brings true fulfillment and to apply all that ambition, dedication, and hard work into that area. Right? So we are going to be feeling that energy. We're going to be taking our relationship seriously. We're going to be taking everything seriously right now. And it's about the hard work that we put into it. And so Venus in Capricorn understands that there's hard work that goes into any relationship, that there can be hard work that goes into building a career, into building a successful life and future. And they're okay with doing that. They are made for that kind of work. And so, we are noticing where it is that we're ready to put the work in, and we're putting the work in those areas. And we do have Mercury sextile Venus, and this energy is building throughout the week as Venus moves through her final degrees of Sagittarius, and then perfecting at the end of the week. Around the 6th, when we have Venus now in the sign of Capricorn. So this is a really stimulating energy here. It's where we're really going to be desiring that deep level of intimacy and connection. We're really going to be focused on what it is that we desire. And then as Venus moves into Capricorn, what it is that we want to achieve and the ways and means that we want to go about that. So it's a really good energy for getting in there and getting inspired and then doing the work. And also for deep communication, for deep heart-centered communication. Just remember though, with all this Scorpio energy, it can be emotionally volatile. So we want to pay attention for that. People's shadow energies and shadow traits are coming to the surface. And so allow those energies to happen and then take advantage of this white Worldbridger energy where you've seen those coming up. Is that something that you want to let go? Is that something that you want to let die, right? What still has an ability to trigger you? If something still has the ability to trigger you, then that means that that's a place that still requires more healing. So we get that may be revealed to us. And at the beginning of the week here, we have Mercury still in the sign of Libra, trining Jupiter. And so this is a beautiful energy that's going to carry us through the first few days of the week. That's really going to bless us when it comes to negotiation, when it comes to anything that we're wanting to create and expand and build upon. We're going to get a lot of beautiful motivation for that. It's also a very socially pleasant and socially active aspect. So we're going to be feeling social. We're going to be feeling conversational. We may be able to have those conversations that need to happen. And if those are around business and things of that nature, this is a really great time for that. It's a really great time for creating and signing contracts, organizing those little details, any of that kind of stuff early this week. And then, of course, as we said, with Mercury sextile Venus in Capricorn later this week, that's where those deep soul to soul conversations are really favored. As long as we're able to keep our composure and keep our cool, right? Because with Mercury and Scorpio, passions dominate. Passionate conversation, right? Especially with Mars and Scorpio as well, that energy of reactivity. We want to be careful and we want to be aware of that. On November 2nd, we have Mercury in Libra squaring Pluto in Capricorn. So that's going to be a bit of an intense energy. There's definitely a tension point whenever we have a square, especially where Pluto is concerned. There can be, especially with Pluto in Capricorn, those energies of power struggles and things like that. But that Mercury and Libra energy really wants to find a solution. It wants to find common ground. It wants to find harmony. And so how is it? And oh yes, I'm so glad I'm being reminded the intensity of this. This is where Mercury comes back into that T-square with Eris with Pluto and Eris that we were talking about. Yeah. So the beginning of this week, we see that energy. We see the conclusion of that as Mercury is entering back in and reactivating that T-square. And we're really seeing where these energies, where we've been called to step up, where we've been called to speak out, where we've been called to acknowledge the things that haven't been acknowledged, not only in our individual lives, but in the larger collective sense as well. That energy coming to a head at the beginning of this week. And then, of course, during that new moon in Scorpio, we have that opposition with Uranus. And if you guys want to hear more about that, check out the new moon in Scorpio video. But it's definitely an energy of us seeking our independence, right? And so we can see this playing out at the beginning of the week in a lot of ways, where it is that we feel capable of stepping into our authenticity, and anywhere where we feel as though we are being stifled or repressed, and really rebelling and pushing against that and finding our feet in our truest expression of ourselves. All right. Yeah, so I think that pretty much covers the energies here. We're also going to talk about the phases of the moon this week. So at the beginning of the week today, on the 1st, we still have the moon in the sign of Virgo. And it will be switching to Libra late this evening. And this is all, of course, for the Northern Hemisphere that we're doing this here. So that moon in Virgo energy is asking us to practice self-care, right? It is that energy of service. It is that energy that really reminds us that we have to fill our own cup before, and then we share that overflow with the world, right? But we don't share from an empty cup. We don't share from a half full cup. So making sure our own cup is full, that we're taking care of ourselves, that we're taking care of our health. It's also this energy that is striving us for purification, right? It's striving us to become better. And so we want to take advantage of the opportunities for us to become better, of the opportunities for us to be of service, but also to make sure that we're not being too hard on ourselves, because Virgo energy can be incredibly self-critical, and sometimes that self-criticism can expand to others. And so that is something that we want to be aware of during a Virgo moon. But it's a great time for strategizing. It's a great time for really pulling back our energy so that we can see things from that more mercurial aspect. Remember, Virgo is air energy being ruled by Mercury with an earth base. right? So it's an earth sign with air energy. So we can really take those ideas and that wisdom and channel it into expression and grounded physical reality. So it's a beautiful, beautiful energy for doing that. And yesterday we had a sextile going on to Uranus and the moon. We talked about that in the Halloween live. But that energy won't necessarily be carrying through, but I still feel it in the air. There's a reason that I still mentioned it. So that energy of inspiration. The moon will be in Libra from this evening, the 1st, until the evening of the 3rd. And so this is that energy, of course, when we are seeking harmony, when we are seeking balance. And so with some of those aspects that we were talking about, some of those relationship energies and those conversations that we need to have with people, anywhere where things have kind of been up in the air, or things have been left unsaid, or there's tension that's not being addressed in our relationships with others, this moon in Libra is really going to give us that drive and that desire to address those things, to really reconnect with people, to heal any fractures that we have in our relationships with others, and just to find that, to seek that beautiful harmony and balance. But it's not just in our relationships. We're going to be asked to find and desiring harmony and balance in every aspect of our lives. So really looking at the ways that we have that, or where it is that we are perhaps out of balance, and bringing ourselves back into balance. That's how we're going to find our emotional equilibrium as the moon rolls through Libra. And then the moon will be in Scorpio from the evening of the 3rd until the evening of the 5th for that beautiful new moon. So we're going to be feeling that warm up of energy as we also enter that galactic activation portal on the, I believe it was it on the 3rd or the 4th that we had the galactic activation portal? Yeah, on the 3rd, right before the new moon, right? So feeling that with that beautiful galactic activation portal, all those new moon warm up energies with the moon in that sign of Scorpio, asking us to go deep, asking us to be courageous, fearless, really stirring up those emotions, right? So that we can see what those emotions are wanting to teach us or show us about where it is that we're in alignment with our heart's true desires. Right? Because Scorpio energy is very much about the embodiment and the living of our truest desires. Scorpio wants to live life to the fullest because Scorpio understands that we only have so much time on this earth in this physical body as this person that we are right now. And Scorpio wants to make the most of every single moment, right? That's why everything has depth, everything has meaning, everything is important, and no stone goes unturned. And so Scorpio energy definitely desires that fullness of being, that fullness of living, those deep connections with others, right? So much energy. Scorpio energy has so much depth. It's actually really difficult to sum it up because there's so much there underneath the surface. So we have that Scorpio moon energy that's really going to be possibly turbulent, but really, like we said, showing us where it is that we're in alignment with our desires, because when that new moon hits on the 4th, this is a huge activation portal for us, and we're really being asked to set those intentions as a huge manifesting energy. New moons always are. This 1111 portal is. The energies incoming are going to be so exceptionally helpful to boost our manifestation power. So really creating from that place of our truest wants, needs, and desires, and utilizing and calling upon that raw emotional energy of Scorpio to supercharge those manifestations and creations. But there's likely to be a lot of purging during this period as well. So we want to be aware of that. And then the moon shifts into Sagittarius on the 6th until the evening of the 7th, when it's going to enter Capricorn. And so we are getting these beautiful Sagittarius energies. We had Venus in Sagittarius. Mid-November, we're going to see the sun moving into Sagittarius, as well as some of our personal planets. And so this beautiful Sagittarian moon energy is really guiding us to be more explorative, right? More philosophical. We're wanting to learn, right? We're wanting to broaden our scope of experience and understanding. And we're really working with those energy of belief systems as well, as the moon moves through this beautiful exploratory energy of Sagittarius, this beautiful fiery Sagittarian energy. And then getting more serious as it shifts into Capricorn, that nose to the grindstone energy, especially with Venus shifting into Capricorn as well. We're really going to feel that on the 7th. that energy as we are really thinking about our responsibilities. We're thinking about what we want to create, right? We've tapped into all this powerful manifesting energy. We've sown these seeds, we've set these intentions, and now Capricorn's like, all right, so what do we need to do, right? What does watering that seed look like? What are the actions, the constructive actions that we can take? All right, so now we're going to get into the crystal for the week. Clear. What crystals want to work with us for this beautiful week of the 1st through the 7th of November? Yes. Oh, that's so interesting too. I was just thinking, I was remembering the movie V for Vendetta, which I believe is based on a true story. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that. You want to if you haven't. It's quite interesting, especially with the climate that we have going on today, that movie. But anyway, the quote, what is it, Guy Fawkes Day, I think it is, the 5th of November. Remember, the 5th of November. And so that just popped into my head while I was shuffling, and then I realized how important that is when we also have the new moon happening on the 4th of November. And still those powerful energies as we enter that white Worldbridger energy on the 5th of November. So I think the 5th is going to be a powerful day, you guys. I'm really, really feeling that. The 4th is going to be a powerful day, but it's kind of like the 3rd and the 4th and the potent energies coming through there are really going to, it's like they're going to be digested, and we're going to see shifts happening on the 5th of November. Whether these are internal or external, or probably both, right? But yeah, I don't know. It feels like a day of liberation, a day of setting ourselves free. All right, so we have Pyrite coming out. Spark of life. Taking the light language on that card for a second. This is the crystal that wants to assist you this week. And I'm glad that we're getting this one because a lot of the crystals that we get, they have some pretty rare crystals in this deck, which is absolutely amazing. And it's fine for me if I want to work with the healing trinities, because the cards can be used to replace the crystals, because they contain, that's why I'm having you guys take that in right now. They contain the frequency of the crystal. But Pyrite is one that a lot of people have in their crystal library, if you will. I don't know what happened to mine. I had a beautiful piece of it, and it's one of those that kind of, I don't know what, sort of disappeared over the years. And so I may use the card. But we're going to read about that. And then I love on the bottom of the deck here, we have Sodalite, New Vision. Take that in for a second too. We're going to read that one as well. So it's like that activation, that spark of life, and then that new vision, right? Bringing that new vision into fruition. Pyrite is a great crystal to work with for abundance. I won't say too much because I know we're going to read about it in a second, but that's the first thing I always think about with Pyrite is abundance and joy, joyfulness and abundance. So this says, and I'll hold it up again for you. And the master crystal deva of Pyrite is Pyrael. And Pyrael says, you say your world is fast-paced, tiresome, and all-consuming of the life force. Those that are under this spell have forgotten their heritage of perfection and boundless energy. I have come to carry you upon my shoulders and anchor deep the golden solar breath from the center of your sun, the same breath that gave you the spark of life at your birth into this world. Let Ra rise again in your heart. Draw the solar breath by choice now and call the solar Logi, the master of light, to your heart. I will translate his letters of fire and embed them deep. It is through this that my joyous vitality will lift and anchor life into every corner of your existence. At our meeting, let it be known in the sacred halls of Ra that perfection reigns above all. Let the shadows and imperfections that can only be manifest by a mind unrealized run and hide. I wish to join you now as you spread your wings, lifting into the embrace of the fire-bound seed that you are, ever vibrant and living. All will bow at your feet, seeking your united flame. Call me as you need, swift in Hanuman's blessing. I will come, a ray of fire, the truth of light. So really powerful energies there. Let's see. Let's see. Pyrite is known in the Middle Kingdom as the master of geometric form. Let's see. At the heart of this is one of Pyrite's greatest gifts. It is able to activate and enter the soul star chakra, located 6 inches above the head. The soul star is the home of the soul consciousness or higher self. It acts as a translation mechanism between you and spirit and is the true spark of life. When it leaves, we die. Pyrite's good friend is hematite, the master of the color rays in matter. Hematite activates the earth star below the feet, and the two working together can polarize the entire chakra system, making them a powerful manifestation tool and crucial to finding spiritual balance on the pathway of ascension. Ooh, very powerful, very helpful there if you guys have some hematite as well. Pyrite is quite a masculine stone in its action, which is quite mental and outwards in its approach. It can unite the minds and deliver discipline. Pyrite will increase and empower memory, focus, and the total life force of a person, anchoring the sun's energy, making one shine with happiness and drive for health on all levels. Pyrite's mental mastery is such that it allows the truth to be seen and recognized, not only in self but in others and the world in general. The polished mind acts as an impenetrable shield for any darkness or negativity, and even assists with physically dangerous situations, occupations, and illness, making one feel secure and confident in their own light. Pyrite is thus the perfect remedy for the emotions and common conditions of life force, usually found at the solar plexus chakra, such as depression, anxiety, tiredness, lowered immunity, and vitality. Spiritually, pyrite is a powerful crystal to work with in any kind of channeling, healing, or self-communication work, usually bringing understanding to all that is experienced directly from the soul star. It is an ancient teacher of the universal truths and language of light, sacred geometry, holding the secrets of the universe within itself for those that are ready. Pyrite is a sacred stone of ascended master Melchizedek. Helios and Vesta are solar logos, and Thoth of Egypt. Physically, pyrite is a powerful friend in manifestation work, and it is a stone of the throat and lung area, will reduce fevers and balance the digestive system. It can also aid DNA RNA repair and treat gout. And your healing journey. If pyrite has come to you today, you are headed into the warm tropical waters of self-realization. Mastery, purification, and healing of the mental and personal power levels of self are occurring. This beautiful energy that surrounds you on this day paves a fearless road of joy and happiness. The sun will rise in your heart, offering the vitality that you have requested to change your life. Now all you must do is use it. Stand in truthful focus and choose your path wisely. The voice of your soul has never been so present. Breathe it into your heart and take action. In Pyrite's embrace, the time is right to do whatever it is you have put off and hidden in the back of your mind. Play in the shadows of self and release them into the world with love, power, and wisdom. How perfect is this? Listen not to the sounds of the world around you, for they are not yours. Hear the inner single sound that you truly are, and the peace, love, and oneness of the universe will be born from your confident spark. Remember, the only thing to fear is in the universe is your own mind out of control. It creates your perception and eventually your entire world, your reality. Be free now. Choose life. And the affirmation for pyrite is, I am the divine. I am. Yes, I love this. And I think we got this crystal a couple weeks ago too. So really wanting to come through and offer people that empowerment, offer people that healing on all levels, that vitality, that life force energy, that reminder, right? That mastery of the mental body. And then for sodalite here, and I will put, as I usually do, the healing trinities in the description box below. And there's 3 here. The integration of the threefold flame trinity, the brain hemispheres balancing trinity, and the mental trinity. Mastering the mental body, the 3rd initiation. So those sound very powerful. And then we have sodalite that I'm also very much feeling. And the master crystal deva associated with sodalite is Seomel. And this says, slip gently into the velvet robe of my light and enter my frequency. In my embrace, we have opened the unlimited realization of spirit eternal to the level of complete knowing. Close your eyes at night, let the stars of the inner world drift by you. This is one of my gifts, empowering intuition and vision, but still there is more. Calmly step into conscious thinking, open the mind to the endless expressions of energy around you. Now let my light slow them, distilling them down to a single movement. Through this you will rejoice in my frequency, for all is spirit and as endless as the night sky. Let the dragon soar high above in the heart of creation's eye, a message of pure potential and a path of empowered light. A new vision carried in the eyes of the living stars of earth. May they speak and the world listen. I await their true calling. My flame is theirs. Very intense and powerful there. Yeah. Of all the stones on Earth, sodalite holds one of the highest percentages of the indigo color ray, making it a stone of great wisdom and linking it intimately to the working order of the mind. So 2 crystals that are assisting us with this energy of the mind as well this week. Sodalite links together all aspects of the mind from the highest point of the spiritual all the way to the subconscious and allows one to dance between them. This also creates the ability to move freely from emotional to rational by the inclusion of spiritual thought and makes one able to truthfully speak about emotions and be free from attachment at the level of the subconscious, which is useful in destroying addiction and control issues. Sodalite's ability to create new mental patterns and its potent linking ability lead to greater focus and the creation of new goals, which is where it gets its reputation as the stone of new vision. I love this. How helpful when we're working through and we're releasing all of these old patterns, right? All of these limiting belief systems, to be working and utilizing sodalite in this process. And then utilizing pyrite to really help us maintain that mental discipline and that positivity and move forward towards the creation of our goals with that energy, with that life force, with that vitality about us. I'm really, really loving this combination here. As a spiritual development stone, sodalite opens the third eye and can aid in the translation of that which is experienced. It facilitates meditation, and with its ability to drop one in the infinite oneness mentally, it is the more physical anchoring counterpart of the highly spiritual stone of knowing, celestite. This connection makes sodalite a first stopping point when one needs a more spiritualized vision in life. So great for those visions, great for that enhancing that ability to utilize and tap into our intuition and meld and merge the intuition with the logical mind, right? At the physical level, sodalite is able to calm panic attacks, especially where the cause is a division of self and the stress it causes. Sodalite is the number 1 crystal for the lymphatic system and any problems found there. It is useful in diabetes, insomnia, and with throat troubles. So really working with that third eye and throat chakra. On this day, with sodalite by your side, the conscious, subconscious, and high spiritual minds are uniting to manifest a new vision that has been hidden inside you. In the coming days, you are encouraged to speak truthfully about your emotions, which will create a freedom of attachment to that around you and open the doors for a new world with you at its center. The most difficult thing in manifesting a new path in the world is allowing our focus, which is predominantly mental, to move through the emotional body into the etheric, then physically manifest. To facilitate this, we must remember that emotional focus is the act of truthfulness with self. And it is the voice of this that sodalite offers to you as a gift. And we talked about how that energy of being true to ourselves and true with ourselves, right? And releasing those levels of self-deception was such a big focus right now. So this is so, so perfect. A world focused on truth is a world surrounded in love. A world surrounded in love must act with love. And such directed love unites, enlightens, and gives rise to more truth. I love that. I'm going to read that again. A world focused on truth is a world surrounded in love. A world surrounded in love must act with love. And such directed love unites, enlightens, and gives rise to more truth. Ooh, that's powerful right there, right? Really powerful. And that's what we're doing, right? This is how we're moving through this awakening process. That's the process. And I also wanted to reread this part. It says, the most difficult thing in manifesting a new path in the world is allowing your focus, which is predominantly mental, to move through the emotional body into the etheric and then physically manifest. And I think I'm going to have to reread that by myself a few more times because I feel like there's a lot of powerful truth in that, right? That there's powerful energy there. The affirmation for sodalite is, I am the perfected vision, the new vision of light. So, yeah. Beautiful, beautiful assistance coming through from the crystal realm, from the crystal devas to assist us this week. And what is our blessing for the week? Let me find my blessing cards here. What is our blessing for the week? Clear. Blessing for this week of November 1st through 7th, 2021. And as I was doing this reading, I was just remembering, I'm fairly certain that the The Pleiadian portal opens again this month sometime. I believe it opens twice a year, and it's going to be opening in November, so I'm going to have to look that up for you guys. Wouldn't that be so funny if it was during the 11/11 gateway? If it is, there'll be another video coming out on that. I was just reminded about that. And that's where we align with the Pleiades. There's an alignment with the Pleiades. Yeah, and so it happens when the sun is in Taurus. I believe it also happens when the sun is in Scorpio. Because remember, Scorpio and Taurus share the same axis. All right, so our blessings for this week are a blessing to bring prosperity, right? So that beautiful abundance coming in. And a blessing of forgiveness. So giving us that energy that we need in order to forgive. Where is it that forgiveness is required for us this week, or from us, right? Who is it that we need to forgive? Many times it's not just an outer person, it's ourselves, right? So working with that energy of the Ho'oponopono prayer, the Hawaiian forgiveness prayer. If you guys aren't familiar with it, look it up on YouTube. It's really powerful. All right, that's a really beautiful way to begin shifting energy, because when we carry resentment anywhere within our energy body, even if it's not in our conscious awareness, that's affecting us vibrationally and energetically very powerfully. The energy of resentment looks like barbed wire. So imagine that energy, that barbed wire circulating in your system. Anytime that there's that pain, that trauma, forgiveness, right? It's not about condoning what somebody else has done. It's about refusing to let it affect you anymore, right? It's about refusing to be a victim. If we are in this energy where we're unable to forgive and we're holding on to that pain, that anger, that trauma, that resentment, we're really only harming ourselves, right? And in that way, that person, that event, that situation still has power over us. So forgiveness is taking our power back, right? And then the blessing to bring prosperity is just beautiful. So that's a great message for those who have been working on your abundance, opening up to more prosperity this week. There are energies here that are really assisting us in reaching that next level of prosperity in our lives. And remember, it's all about gratitude. Yeah, it's all about gratitude. When we are grateful, we bring more things into our lives to be grateful for. When we are generous of spirit, the universe is generous with us, right? That energy magnifies and intensifies. All right, you guys, I love you. I appreciate you so much. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, hit that like button. Drop a comment. Let me know how you're feeling the energies of this week. There are links down below in the description box to donate if you feel so moved to donate to the channel. What else? My email is also down below with a list of the different services that I offer if you'd like to do any personal one-on-one work with me. Just if you're not even sure what you need, just shoot me an email. Let me know what you have going on, what you want to shift, what you want to change, what you want to reinforce, whatever it is, and we can go from there. All right, so much love to each and every single one of you.